Happy Friday, America, and happy December 1st. That's right, it's December. We're bringing the beard back. No shave's gone. Movember, it's over. It's beard time, guys. Christmas time, it's time to rock the beards. I'm ready to have some fun. I hope you are too. Hope everyone had a fantastic week. And thanks for joining us here on the Discussion Combustion Happy Friday America YouTube channel. My name's Kevin Batstone. Bringing us in, as always, is the Fricashinas, rocking and rolling. We love the Fricashinas. Let's get right down to business. My man sitting across the table, Arthur, the Wrangler, Rawe.
Hey, man, we wrangling it, and I'm going to keep the mustache going strong into December beard. Honestly, I've been kind of feeling it, but the right recipe for me personally is just a little bit of stubble. Your beard is looking amazing, looking sharp tonight, Kev.
Well, thank you very much, Art. I appreciate that. And it's time to kick it off with some Today in History. What do we got on this day, on December 1st in history, Art? Let's go.
You know, this one was a fun one this week, I will tell you. I have two from 1978 to start. And, you know, we always kind of talk about the USSR dropping them big old SAR bombas. But on this one, we're talking about the United States on December 1st, 1978, did perform a nuclear test in the Nevada test site. So very exciting. Big bomb and stuff. But more importantly, in my personal opinion, is what Jimmy Carter did in 1978, and that is double the national park system size. I just want to take a quick emphasis on that. That's probably a huge global national impact for all the wildlife, environments. I mean, what a great choice that was, I would say.
Yeah, that's probably about the only good thing that Jimmy Carter did for this country. Back in 1997 on this day, Howard Stern Radio kicks off as a syndicated, radio show over there at 93.5 FM, but it was also syndicated, so it was nationally listened to. And we know, Art, that Howard Stern kind of changed the game, kind of paved a little bit of a roadway for what ultimately ended up becoming podcasting.
Yeah, you're the one who kind of filled me in on that history, and that's why when I saw it, I was like, oh, this has to go. This is a YouTube show, but obviously we do podcasts as well, so we had to throw that one in there. One that I didn't really realize, I don't know the beef behind this, but in 1999, rapper Jay-Z stabs a record executive named Lance on Rivera at a nightclub in New York. I don't even remember hearing about this in 1999.
I don't remember hearing about that either, but that was kind of around the time where he was kicking off his first record, and then I think Hard Knocks was his second record, came out around that time, I feel like. But I don't remember that happening. But a lot of these guys were getting into bullshit early in their careers, I mean, that's unfortunately part of that culture and just what happens when you're in that scene.
Yep. And when you're young, crazy, you're willing to do wild things. Let's do our best and not let our emotions get the best of us this week, all right? This weekend, okay? And we love Lord of the Rings. We've been talking about some of those releases. In 2003, Return of the King, the third and final in the Lord of the Rings series, is released in New Zealand, in Wellington, New Zealand. Made by Peter Jackson. Obviously, so many great actors in that. I had to highlight that. And that's some things that happened today in history on December 1st.
Love it. That's fantastic. I like that. We kick off every show with a little bit of history.
Yeah, it's fun.
What happened on this day. It's hard to believe that it's December, I'll tell you that.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, just incredible. But here's a fun story that I found out of my home state of New Hampshire, over there in Windham, New Hampshire, in fact. They found a wedding ring after digging through 20 tons of trash to find this thing.
Wow.
They were able to get in touch with some of the local officials and said, hey, I threw this out. Is there any way we can assemble a team to go out there and maybe, look through this a little bit? I'll come out and help, kind of thing. And it took them 2 hours, Art. They had to dig through 12 feet of trash bags. I mean, first of all,
but still 2 hours seems pretty
quick.
Rocket fast.
Pretty quick considering.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think, too, with Thanksgiving just getting over, there's turkey carcasses and leftovers in there.
What do you think they're using, magnets or something to do this?
I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what tools were used, but the fact remains is that they found it, which is crazy. So 2 hours is what it took. They went out there.
That's wild.
Started digging through this, and, they didn't think they were going to find it. I mean, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, so to speak.
I mean, 20 tons of garbage, that's
it's a lot of garbage. That's 40,000 pounds.
I'm surprised they did that in 2 hours, honestly. I bet you they had a huge crew. They had to have had a massive crew. This can't be the first wedding ring that has gone missing in trash, so they have to have a little experience pulling this thing. I think it's with the magnet, some kind of magnet. Maybe this is what the ring's made out of, and they have a magnet for something like that.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I mean, it almost sounded like they were able to identify the trash bag.
Okay.
That was thrown out by that individual, which to me is even crazier because, I mean, there's so many black trash bags, white trash bags. It's how do you know, oh, this one's got some Bud Light in it? Oh, that's my trash bag. That's got to be it. Let's open it up.
Maybe it was the Super Flex one with, a yellow tie on it.
Could be.
And they like knew exactly.
That probably helped the search a little
Yeah.
bit. They're like, these are the kind of trash bags we have, so you can alienate these. Those ones are no good. And then maybe the ones that did have the yellow drawstring or whatever is the ones that they started tackling. To be able to do it in under 2 hours, I mean...
You know, people talk about omens and curses and other things. I'm not trying to really say this out loud, but since I started, I have to finish. But is it like if you lose your wedding ring on your wedding day, like, is that a bad omen? Like, what is that? Somebody out there has to be like, oh, no, that's no good. They lost their ring on this day, you know, and they're like probably getting all nervous for this couple.
Probably. Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Even though they found it.
They did find it.
But like, what is that?
It's probably, I don't know, it's probably means something to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Probably means something to somebody for sure.
It probably does. You know, but I just think it's crazy that they were able to find it, digging through 12 feet of trash, 20 tons of rubbish. Pretty incredible. So
that's exciting.
That went down to my home state, old New Hampshire.
That is exciting. And something else that is exciting is island time. Everybody loves getting on islands, relaxing, feeling the coast, feeling the breeze. Private island is for sale in the Florida Keys, and if you can afford a $2 million property, $2.5 million property, then this is the one for you, okay? So this is kind of cool. It was featured on a Home Garden TV. With this, though, the original house was destroyed, like by a hurricane, and that was in 2017. Hurricane Irma destroyed the property. And so that's what I was thinking about. Like, okay, so you're in the Florida Keys, like you have this little house, but yeah, what about hurricanes? So they rebuilt it. It does have water and electric from the city, so that's good. My main question with this is if you could afford it, would you buy something like this? My answer is absolutely yes.
Oh, 100%. If I had expendable income to throw around on some real estate, yeah, I would 100% look at this. First of all, the Florida Keys, the weather down there is phenomenal. Sure, you're in hurricane area, but that's going to happen in most nice coastal areas. You're going to run that risk a little bit, especially on the Atlantic side. But yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun. I mean, the Florida Keys, I've never personally been down there, but I've seen photographs and I've heard stories of people that have visited. And I mean, I know $2.5 million is a lot of money, but when you look at it in the scheme of things, right, and the way real estate prices are going, I mean, we have here in Denver, Colorado, we have, homes that you would think would run maybe $250,000, $300,000 going for almost $1 million.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just to put that in perspective of price-wise, I think that, if you had that expendable income, that would be a pretty solid investment.
It would be. So this thing is almost 10,000 square feet. It's 9,190 square feet.
That's pretty big.
It's pretty decent, man. So you could go hang out on the beach, get your own little place. I mean, look, if this thing's bunkered down, you would have to think, like, okay, come on, this thing could potentially get hit by hurricane force winds, water, all this other sort of stuff. So hopefully the new structure is like a fortress. And I think if I had the confidence in something like that, how fun would it be to weather out a hurricane on a private island in your fortress that you knew you were safe? Like, that would be such a cool moment.
I mean, yeah, you're definitely...
It'd be scary.
It'd be very scary.
Yeah, but looking back, you'd have all the provisions. Like, let's say, like, you're prepared for this hurricane. You know the shelter is prepared.
I mean,
that would be fun.
If you can guarantee it's going to be prepared, then yeah, it would probably be fun. Otherwise, I mean, weathering out, some of these hurricane force winds are 130 to 155 mile an hour winds. So that alone, and then just the debris flying around, it's treacherous. It's not good, especially if you're on an island because, as we've learned in previous weeks, an island is a body of land surrounded entirely by water. So you have water coming in, you have a lot of things. You could have flooding. You could
get cut off from the mains to the city.
You could lose the water and electricity, which most of the time is going to happen during hurricane anyways, right? You're going to have some significant power outages. But that aside, you try to buy the piece of land, not necessarily planning for natural disasters because look, you have hurricanes, you have tsunamis, you have earthquakes, you have fires. Things are going to happen.
Yeah. Not all the time, though, but yeah, I'm totally buying that. That would be a lot of fun. And so to switch it up this week, normally I'm dropping the would you rather. You had a great one come at you. Did we get the results from last week?
We certainly did. So
awesome.
We're going to go ahead and do last week's poll results from Twitter. So if you're not following Twitter X, whatever you guys are calling it now, be sure to follow us over there. That's going to be at Happy Fry USA over there at Twitter to get involved with these polls. They go up every Friday morning, so you can take that poll or you can just drop us a comment down below on what you would choose. So last week's Would You Rather was, would you rather do Black Friday in the stores or Cyber Monday online?
Come on, Cyber Monday. I think everyone's going that.
So surprisingly, Cyber Monday did win.
Okay.
But it was pretty close. It was 60%.
Really?
Went with the Cyber Monday. 40% of folks still wanted to go in the brick and mortars.
Well, I mean,
on
yeah,
Friday.
because you get to grab it immediately. You get it that satisfaction of actually taking it home.
Yeah. Yeah, so 60-40 split on that. We, of course, both, I think, unanimously went Cyber Monday. And so that was last week's results. So, again, thanks for participating in the poll.
Thank
and
you.
Be sure to jump over to Twitter X now to answer today's Would You Rather is, Art, would you rather never be able to eat a hot meal again or never be able to take a hot shower again?
Yeah, see, that's such a good one because obviously both are so nice. Now, how about like tea? Is that included? Like, can you still drink like hot coffee?
Well, this is what always happens with the Would You Rather. We start to find the gray areas.
I need to know some things.
Well, is the question then would be, is tea considered a meal?
I don't think so.
You know, hot coffee, hot tea.
That's not a meal.
Hot cocoa.
That's not a meal.
So then, yes, you can still have that.
Okay, interesting. You know, I really think on this one that I know I eat a lot more often than I shower, and there's a lot of benefits of taking cold showers. So I'm going never take a hot shower again, and I'm going to stick with the melty cheese. Yeah, because that means I can't have queso, right? That means I can't have like a hot like stew. That means I can't have like all that delicious stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I could make it and then eat it cold.
So you're going to forego having a hot shower, which is so nice. I mean,
And that
I love
includes
hot
baths
showers.
too, right?
So any hot bath, shower. I guess a hot tub isn't really considered bathing. That's more of a luxury, relaxing thing.
A hot tub. Okay, so what? I could go into hot springs.
Yeah. I mean, I guess again though, here's all the gray areas that we find with the would you rather's. We just need to keep it simple.
So bathe,
bathing.
Clean yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, you're foregoing ever being able to. You're going to do it in the cold from now on.
Yes.
This is a tough one for me because I really see the pros and cons to both. I love a hot meal. I love it. It's delicious. You know, you get that piping hot food. You got something coming off the smoker. It's steaming. You want a bite of that juicy hot meat. You know, but then I also love getting the shower so hot that the steam like fogs up the mirrors to where you can draw your name in it.
That's a great feeling.
It's
like
a great
where
feeling.
you want to stay in the shower. Like honestly, you're not taking long showers if you're doing these cold shower things. Like you're probably like it's like a challenge every time.
This is a tough one. I've gone back and forth, and I'm still going back and forth. But I guess I got to shit or get off the pot, and so I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with the cold showers, man. I want my hot food. You know, I can still bathe. I'm still going to get clean in the cool showers. And just because it's not hot doesn't mean it can't be room temperature water. We're not saying it has to be ice cold.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to take the hot meals. You know, so I would rather never take a hot shower again so I can have the hot food.
Yeah, as well. What do you think out there? Go ahead and leave a comment below or head over to X and participate in the poll, baby.
Participate in the poll. It goes up every Friday morning. It's already over there, so jump over there.
Go ahead and participate in the poll.
Participate in the poll. It's the poll participation. Be sure to do poll participation. So one of the things that me and the guys like to do around these parts is we flip coins to make decisions.
I love it.
You know, whether it's like, should we go out tonight? Let's flip a coin on it.
Yeah.
Should so-and-so come over? Let's flip a coin on it. And sometimes I don't want to do it, guys. But if you put your faith in the coin, you got to go with the coin.
You got to go.
Art, you found an article about coin flipping. What do you got?
I mean, yeah, it really, once I saw this, this is a Happy Friday America thing. And really quickly to the prelude here, yes, flipping coins and putting it in fate is so much fun. I enjoy it way too much. Like whenever we put it on a coin, I just get giddy. I get excited. Sometimes I'm disappointed with the results, but that's all part of the fun. It's like so either way, flip coins for things if you really can't make up your mind. It's a lot of fun. So a coin flip actually decided who becomes the mayor of a North Carolina city after two candidates get the exact same amount of votes. They both received 970 votes. We had Robert Burns and Bob Yannick, I believe that's correct. And what they did they waived their right to do a recount. They said, one of them, in quote, part of the quote is, it's in God's hands. They flipped the coin on it. And I think that's kind of crazy that they did that, but they certainly did. And Yannick, he called heads, but the flip, and it led to tails. Goodness. So yeah,
So
called heads.
Robert Burns ends up winning on the flip.
Yep, went to tails. Robert Burns wins that, and so kind of a fun story. But you know, look, if politics are willing to do it, then it only brings more validity to the coin flips that we've done recently.
I like it. I mean, look, there's a reason that when the National Football League starts the game off on a coin toss, right? To decide who's going to kick, who's going to receive. You want to go with the win, against the win. Coin flips have been a thing for a long time. Now, some would say that heads ends up coming up more statistically. And you can do your own experiments with this. Flip a coin 100 times and do the math on it, but then do it again 100 times and see if it's the same.
Yeah.
Right? Because I've heard heads it comes up 56% of the time. I don't know how true that is because we've had nights where
tails all day.
It's like tails all day. Yeah. Every flip is tails. So I think this is pretty cool. They're like, we have an even amount of votes. We're not going to go to a recount because it's under 1,000 votes each. Like, we probably got this thing pretty accurate.
Yeah.
It's not going to go to a runoff because it's, not, Monroe, North Carolina, obviously not a very big place. We had less than 2,000 votes come in for the mayor. So they're like, man, let's just do an old-fashioned coin toss. I like it. And they stuck to it, and Burns took the win.
Yeah, I think it's fun. So next time you're kind of on the fence about something, should I stay or should I go? Flip a coin on it. And heads means you go, tails means you stay. Those are the rules.
Heads is go, tails is no.
Yep.
That's always the rules. So pretty fun article in there. Art, thanks for sharing that. So moving on to my random records, one of my favorite segments that I do weekly is finding some silly records. So many records out there, guys. If you've been following Happy Friday for a while, you see that we'd like to have fun with the records. So this week, we have an Idaho dad, I should say, who pushed his 5 kids in a stroller for the world record, okay? So here are a couple things here. First of all, he had quintuplets.
All right.
So this is 5 children.
That's
right?
a good amount.
Quintuplets. Think about that. I mean, that's incredible.
So how many pounds are these kids?
I mean, I don't have the weight.
So Savannah, 8, Avery, 7, and 5 5-year-olds.
Yep.
Yeah. So there has to at least be like maybe 200 pounds at least.
Pretty good amount of weight. 5 children. Somewhere in there.
7. There's 7. Isn't there 7 there?
No. Quintuplets. That's 5.
Okay. But how is 1 8, 1 7, and then 5-year-olds?
Well, I don't know, but the stroller was a quintuplet stroller, so there was 5 kids in the stroller.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he purchased the quintuplet for him, and it's great for pushing these kids around. So
he got some extra weight there.
No question about it. So the record, basically, what the record was set at is he ran with the kids, pushing the children, for 1 kilometer, which equates to 0.62 miles, so basically 0.6 of a mile. Still a pretty good run.
That is.
Still a pretty good run. He did it in 5 minutes, 34 seconds, pushing 5 kids in a stroller.
Okay.
To get the world record, man. I think that's pretty cool.
That's pretty fast.
That's pretty fast.
I mean, he had to have been preparing for this thing. Like, do you think he would go put he'd put sandbags in this quintuplet stroller and practice pushing it? Yeah, he'd put on the Rocky anthem.
Probably.
I could see that.
Yeah, there had to have been a little bit of training. I don't think you just come out of the gate and do it, but maybe you could. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I remember running a mile in high school, playing baseball and doing track and all that kind of stuff. We had to get under, I think, the time got shaved off as we got older, but when we first got into it, it was you want to run under 8-minute mile and then a 7-minute mile. Some guys were running low 6s, which was pretty amazing. So to be able to do that, again, this is only 0.62 miles, right, in 5 minutes, 34 seconds, pushing 5 children.
That's a lot of fun. I bet you all the kids just kind of had a big smile on their face. I wonder if they all fully understood that their father is a Guinness World Record breaker of a man.
Well, and they were a part of that record.
What a father. Running them down like that.
It'll probably be broken again like most of these records do. Someone sets the bar and then someone takes it and yada, yada. But the fact remains he did it. It deserves a little recognition on this week's edition of Kev's Random Records.
Yeah, what is his name? Chad? Solid lad Chad.
Yep, Chad Kemple.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, good man.
I like it.
Congrats, Chad.
Congrats, Chad. And congrats, quintuplet riders.
Quintuplet riders. So, bringing it back here to Colorado, we love our furry friends.
We do.
And we do articles on furry friends. Art, you got something about a lost dog on a Colorado trail here.
Yeah, really interesting story. Like most article titles, that's what draws you in. But as I was reading through this, this dog was out there for 2 months, man. So this dog got lost, and it was out there for 2 months. It survived 2 snowstorms. When the dog was found, it was injured. These people were able to get it back down, and the dog. So this was a St. Bernese mountain dog, first of all. So that's why it was able to survive these snowstorms.
Isn't there a nickname for those around here, like isn't a Burmese or Bernie?
Burmese.
Yeah, but there was I thought
Burmese mountain dog or something.
Yeah, John X had a saying for it. I forget what it was.
I'm not
if you're still
sure.
listening, John, let us know.
Love you, John. Yeah, but this dog definitely survived, and earlier on, there was a lot of sightings of this dog, but it kept evading people. Like, it was skittish, didn't want to get caught. So it was out there for 2 months.
That's a long time, man.
2 months, slightly injured, a little malnourished.
20 pounds.
They say it's going to, it lost 20 pounds. The dog's name is Nova. It's going to need surgery. She will need surgery in her leg, but she's back home and safe. So we're so happy for Nova, and happy for the people that found the dog and were actually able to get it comfortable enough so they could take it back to safety. But 2 months, man, that's wild. In the Colorado mountains, it was found off a trailhead. So yeah, crazy story.
It is pretty wild for sure. I mean, it survived 7 weeks out there, just over 7 weeks, almost 2 months, with 2 snowstorms and sub-zero temperatures.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough for a human to survive. We see a lot of winter survival go wrong. That's a long time, man. I mean, no food, obviously down 20 pounds. I mean, I'm sure that this animal was able to feast on something. It had to get something. Water, food, I mean, for it to keep trucking along. But 20 pounds is a lot for a canine. It
is. So yeah, thanks to the breed though, that's probably why I was able to survive the colder weather. So yeah, super happy about that. And this is why it's just important. This dog escaped when they were in a Safeway parking lot. So just be cautious when you're opening and closing your doors. Dog might get excited, this and that. So they lost it in a Safeway parking lot, and then it was found almost 2 months later.
Wow, pretty incredible stuff, man. So I'm glad the furry friend was returned home safely.
Nova
has to undergo a little bit of medical procedures, but this dog will be nice and warm, hopefully enjoying a nice Christmas this year. So keeping it moving, Art, this is actually a pretty fun article that I found this week on dinosaurs, something that's pretty fascinating for a lot of folks. We actually have a dinosaur fossil museum not far from here, up in Morrison, Colorado. I've never had a chance to visit it.
I mean, neither.
But a lot of people like to go up there. They say there's still a lot of fossils that have been unfound here in the Rocky Mountains. So the way that dinosaurs went extinct, right, 66 million years ago, we've all kind of thought, it was, the asteroid that hit the Earth. Boom, killed everything, done, let's start over, hit the reset button. Well, apparently that there's been some research and scientists that have been putting some work into this and have been analyzing weather patterns and things that happened during this time frame, which is above my understanding and pay grade on how they do that. But what the analysis is starting to show is it was more than just the asteroid, Art. There was volcanic winters. There, almost 200,000 years before the dinosaurs went extinct, these weird weather phenomena were starting to happen. They're starting to see a trend of that back when.
Before the asteroid?
Before the asteroid. So they're saying that, sure, the asteroid, of course, probably finished them off.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of things, in the drop in global temperatures, volcanic winters, had more of a part in the dinosaurs' extinction than rather just the asteroid. I found this to be a pretty cool read.
Yeah, that is interesting because, everyone always points to the cataclysmic event, but if you think about it, dinosaurs were on the planet for millions and millions of years at this point, which is far surpassing the amount of times that Homo sapiens, us, have been out here. So, of course, the climate's going to change and stuff. I've never really considered it like that, actually, that the weather patterns and temperatures on the planet were already pointing toward the decline of dinosaurs, according to what this is saying. That's pretty interesting, and then that was just like the final blow.
That was kind of the final blow. But, I mean, what they're able to look at here is that there was enough sulfur released from these volcanic eruptions, because, put so much, debris into the atmosphere, if you will, that it was able to drop the global temperature and trigger basically a volcanic winter, which I don't think...
Before?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, almost up to 200,000 years prior, which is a long time.
Yeah,
that's a really long time, and we're still trying to understand what that scale looks like. I still think it's kind of a rough estimate as they're honing in on, researching. I still find it interesting how we're able to, understand what weather patterns were doing 66 million years ago.
Yeah.
But, I mean, with enough innovation and detail and research, I think that they're able to hone in on this. And so now it's created a new conversation about how dinosaurs actually went extinct. And some of them maybe weren't involved in the asteroid, that some of the species of dinosaurs were killed off by volcanic winter.
Interesting. No, that is, I'm kind of in a place in my life where I really believe things that I see, and anything else is kind of like, it could or couldn't be. But for sure, some things that are really real is what's coming up this weekend and what to do.
Always fun things to do. Look, it's December. Of course, a lot of Christmas events going on. Where are the people going this weekend, Art?
I mean, look, Riptide Music Festival is going to be popping off in Fort Lauderdale. Can I not do that? On Saturday, so tomorrow, going to be a great time out there. What the Riptide? Who's playing Riptide stuff? I don't even know.
It's quite a lineup.
Is it?
I
didn't look at the lineup.
It's actually a 2-day event. So if you're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and you want to listen to some tunes, go out there for the Riptide Music Fest. Weather's beautiful down in Florida this time of year.
Yeah,
of course.
Maybe check out the Florida Keys and pick up a property. Who knows?
Pick up a property. Yes,
and
absolutely.
put it to the polls.
Put it to the polls. Yeah, put it to the polls. Ray Romano, loved the show Everyone Loves Raymond. Mm-hmm. His comedy's pretty good. He's going to be in Las Vegas all weekend long. You can see him. He's got 2 shows. He's doing Saturday and Sunday out there in Las Vegas. Always, good entertainment, good times, good laughs. Love Ray Romano.
Absolutely. And then one of the greats out there in Salt Lake City, Utah, Sunday, my man, Adam Sandler. What a great, wholesome human being.
He's a solid lad.
Love him. He's just authentic, and he's made some serious movies too. Like, he's all over the place. Like, I don't know. I just like that guy a lot, man.
Yeah, you know what? He's from my neck of the woods. He's from New
he?
Hampshire, so pretty cool. He's done some movies that are loosely based off of New Hampshire, like Grown Ups. Even though it wasn't necessarily filmed there, it's kind of based in that region. Mm-hmm. So Adam Sandler, definitely check him out. I think he's actually in Vegas too, Saturday night, and then he's doing Salt Lake Sunday night. Okay. So, if you want to get the 2-for-1 special in Vegas, go see Sandler and Ray Romano. But I'll tell you this, if you're down in Leander, Texas, they're doing the Old Town Christmas Festival. Like I said, a lot of Christmas stuff going on. That's probably going to be fun. Make some gingerbread houses, get you some candy canes, and enjoy the holiday spirit.
Yep, Christmas Lights Festival, also in Montgomery Zoo, in Montgomery, Alabama. Look, I'm going to be at the German Fest or whatever, downtown Denver tomorrow, and seeing the Parade of Lights down there. I'm pretty sure they got that going this weekend in Denver.
Yep.
So I'm going to go check that out. Wherever you are, just stay safe. Be responsible. Take an Uber if you're drinking too much. I know look, that's the safe way to do it. Let's be responsible. Thanks for checking us out here on the YouTube. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And then you could always check us out on the Instagram and Facebooks. Happy Friday, USA. And then, of course, on X, like we said before, Happy Fry, USA. And then hit us up on the Gmail, happyfridayamerica@gmail.com. We keep it rocking. We keep it rolling. We start off your weekend on the right foot by bringing in a Happy Friday. And you know who's going to close us out. Let's go, freaking Shinners.